Matt, after a weekend off, did that break come at a good time following a busy Christmas?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a good opportunity for the players to get the rest and the recovery they needed. Obviously, it was a physically demanding Christmas period, and we were pleased to get through that relatively unscathed. We were low in numbers in terms of the Swindon game, but it's just been a little opportunity to refresh body and mind, and we've had a good week's training and we're looking forward to the weekend.
And how is the injury situation at the moment?
Obviously, Luke Kroll's still injured. He's probably a couple of weeks away. He's had a reoccurrence of the groin injury. Hiram's had a setback in terms of his hip flexor injury, and Troy Brown's the long-term absentee. Lee Holmes has done a little bit of training this week, as has Craig Woodman and Jimmy Oakes, but all bit part training. So we've got to assess them the next 24, 48 hours and see if they're physically ready to play 90 minutes at the weekend.
And Ryan Bowman's had a week or so to get to know his new teammates. Has he settled in well to the group?
Yeah, pretty well. Still finding his feet. We're still learning about him as much as he's learning about us. He'll take a bit of time to settle in, but he's got every chance of being involved this weekend. And when he gets his opportunity, he's got to show what a physical player he is and really impact the game in a physical way. That's what I want him to do. That's the reason why I signed him. He's got to keep his game simple, but base his game on a physicality.
Looking ahead to Saturday, so you got a pretty good record against Morecambe in recent years, particularly at home, but they're always a tough side to play against.
Yeah, really tough team, well managed, good experienced manager at this level. Always causes problems, always create chances against us, which is something we've got to be mindful of. But we've got to, like I say, we're in a relatively good run of form ourselves. If we play to the best of our ability, then we hopefully will create opportunities. It'll be a good game of League 2 football. Hopefully a good atmosphere at the park. It's great to be back at the park as well. So you never quite know too much of what to expect at League 2 level, but we've done as much homework as we possibly can and concentrated on our boys as much as possible. And like I say, if we play to the best of our ability, we'll give ourselves a chance.
I suppose it's quite difficult to take much from the last match back in August because it was so early on.
Feels like a long time ago. Second game of the season, but you know we won that game, but maybe didn't deserve the 2-0 scoreline. They were coming back off the back of a difficult first game of the season, and they absolutely flew at us. And like I say, created opportunities. They didn't quite fall from that day. We got sort of into the game via a penalty. Second half, we controlled the game to large extents and limited them to half chances. You take a 2-0 scoreline, but you know how difficult those scorelines can be, and Morecambe always pose a threat.
And the season's flying by, only 10 games left at St James Park. It'd be a real boost if you can keep what's been a pretty good record at home this season. Yeah,
definitely. 20 games left overall, 10 at the park, 10 away. The fans will play a big part in that. I've said that time and time again. And generally over the last calendar year, we've had a decent home form. We need that again. Hopefully that will start this weekend at Morecambe.
And of course, there's now a vice-captain slot open. Have you made any steps to appoint a new one yet?
Dean Moxey will step into that role. He knows the club better than anyone. He's an experienced player. He'll lead the team. Obviously, Jake will remain as captain, and Dino will step up into that vice-captaincy role.
And just to clarify, Tristan Abrahams, he'll be continuing his loan spell until the end of the season?
Yeah, it could always change in January. I know Norwich have got the option to call him back, and they'll be looking into that. And we're always looking into players elsewhere as well. But at the moment, Tristan's staying, yeah.
And finally, we're 10 days into the transfer window. We've had one in, one out. Are you still optimistic about adding some more? Yeah,
definitely. But they've got to be the right fit. You're getting offered a lot of players, but you're getting offered the players which generally don't fit well for the club. They've got to be good enough to improve the squad, and character-wise is vitally important. It's a difficult time in terms of the January window because I've got 22 pros there who I don't want to not upset, but I want to keep working with. I've worked with them for the last 6 months and the last 18 months respectively. So it is a difficult window. Like I say, the ones I bring in have got to improve us.